Hey friends, it's me, Sonya Ward, reaching out to you, actually reaching out to you with a message for your kids, for the young ones. I'd like to speak to them about the company that they keep, the kind of friends that they choose, and the kind of people that they're drawn to in the way of relationships, just in general. It's very important that when you spend a great deal of time with someone, that you look at their character, look at their work ethic, and look at their level of discipline or the lack thereof. I'm speaking to the kids particularly because it's really important. In our early years, we're so very impressionable, and it is really important that we pick the kind of people that are going to, add and not take away, that are going to encourage us to do what's right as opposed to what's not right. Those that are going to think outside of the box and just work a little harder for the things that they want and that they say that they're about. And hopefully they're about something. I mean, very early on, you will notice that kids are interested in a myriad of things. They'll have interest in arts and entertainment, sports, science, cosmetology, engineering, whatever it is. When you begin to notice that your kid or your child has a direct interest in something, one of the best things you can do to begin to cultivate that something, or whatever it is to try to get them to be around like-minded adolescents, like-minded children, boys and girls that share similar interests, and try to find for them a mentor that will be able to speak into their lives, not from such a real serious perspective, but very lightheartedly, that will be able to just listen and kind of understand what they're thinking about the interests that they have and where they're going with it, and coming up with fun and exciting ways to develop and cultivate the gifts of your children early on. Intervention is better when we use preventative measures. It's better to create a lifestyle and a program that works for them so that intervention is not necessary. So the preventative goal would be to tap into or take a look at what they're interested in, take a look at what their passions are, and begin to shape them, mold them, and gently guide them towards developing the very things that they have such a great interest in, rather be singing or dancing or painting, whatever it is, fixing cars, if it's even cooking. Just begin to support the dreams of your children. It's so important. Here's what I'm noticing, that it's more difficult once someone becomes an adult to rearrange their thinking. There has to be a lot of uprooting. But if we can begin to dedicate some time, effort, energy, and positive steps and footing towards developing our children, we will be raising adults of a different caliber. And if we want to begin to change the way the world is today, we have to start at home. We have to start right in our house, and then hopefully we can begin to make a different impact on the communities and then the world overall. So basically, I'm coming to you to say this, that try to help your children find like-minded children who are positive and productive, those who have good work ethics. They're really independent about doing their homework, and if they should partner with friends that are not necessarily very serious-minded, those who really have an interest in sharing time and space with your wonderful child will bring their game up. They'll begin to take on better study habits. What should happen is the positive kid should have the stronger impact on the kid that doesn't really understand the importance of it just yet, or hasn't really been introduced with a way to go about getting things done in an increasingly productive manner. So help your kids become strong at what they do and who they are, so that it becomes an admirable place for others to look at and decide, hey, I want to do that. Hey, mom, listen, I noticed that Zakia is doing X, Y, and Z. I have a cousin, Zakia. She played basketball. She was very gifted and talented, and I can use her as an example. When you see someone who's really passionate about their talent, and they pursue it, and they have some success around it, and people are supporting and looking up to them, it helps you to understand that it doesn't mean that you have to become a basketball player, but you certainly can take whatever it is that comes natural to you and that you're passionate about, and you can begin to shine in your own right. And so parents, I just urge you tonight to invest in your children. Take the time to teach them how to grow, you know what I mean? And the best thing is to make sure that you don't have too many interrupting factors lurking around in the way of negative influences. And so what I hope to convey tonight is simply this. Kids, pick your friends wisely. Pick friends that are like-minded, that are positive, that are about growing in life and becoming better at whatever it is that they do, and they have good study habits, and their work is important to them. You know, hanging out with kids that don't see the importance of taking care of their grades and their work and trying to figure out where their future is going is not the wisest thing that you should do. If you can provoke them to becoming more positive, then you've done a good thing. But if you don't have the strength to bring them up, then you should not spend a great deal of time with those kind of children. Again, that doesn't mean that you separate yourself like one is better than the other, but seriously, birds of a feather wind up flocking together. If there's anyone in your life that is equal to you, that's a wonderful thing. If they can offer you something, that's an even better thing. And if they're not on your level, you should be able to offer them something, and they should be open to receiving it. And if they're not open to receiving it, then what happens is if you move out of the way, then possibly someone who's able to reach them will be able to take up that space and make the difference in their life that perhaps you weren't the one destined to make it. But for now, my message again, I stress to you, is to pick your friends wisely, to pick the kind of people you want to hang out with, and handpick them. Be picky about it, because you certainly don't want to wind up somewhere where you never belong, and you would have never wound up there had you picked a better circle of friends to spend time with. Okay? I think you have the right to do that. You're worth every dime of it. You are more special than you know. And when you get to a place, 12, 13, 14 years old, where you decide that, hey, I can be an expert at this, and I can absolutely see myself turning this into a career, then you're a forward thinking young lady or young man, and I applaud it, and I celebrate it. So not much more around that. I just wanted to put that out there and tell you that there's nothing in life that you cannot have or you cannot do, and getting a jump start on it is certainly one of the best things you can purpose to do as a young adult or as a teenager on your way. God bless you. Take care.